going,
ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Oh, welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by Chinook Seedery. This is episode 561. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
Casey, how are we?
I'm watching all of your favorite things right now on MLB Big Inning. I'm watching the Yankees play at Steinbrenner Field
As an away game.
I'm watching the Mets. I'm watching the White Sox, who, if I recall, I believe you said should be burned down.
Moved.
No, you said move. You said burn down.
Oh, yeah, because it was like kind of like a whoops because Chicago.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Seemed a little aggressive. But yeah, this is prime viewing for you, for you, my friend. Speaking of prime viewing, we got a lot to talk about today, so let's just get right into it. Actually, no. Let me take a step back.
Just pump fake?
Not prime viewing, because the Pirates have decided to call up Bubba Chandler to be a bulk reliever. They've called up their top pitching prospect in baseball to be a bulk reliever.
It's pretty disappointing. I don't get it, man. What do you got to lose? What do you have to lose? What a miserable franchise. What are we playing for? Middle relief for what? Bulk relief for what?
What I don't understand is why call him up to get his quote unquote major league experience? Why not just let him finish out the year in the minors? Because he, as it stands right now, he is not throwing well. Posted a 1.33 ERA in April, 2.54 in May. But then as of his last couple starts, or last few starts, he's got a 7.50. So why not just let him? Why not just let this year run its course and then build up to something for next year? Why?
I do not know.
You're not even going to give the kid a chance to let his family know, like, when he's going to be making his debut, which I know in the grand scheme of things isn't something probably that the Pirates really care about, or really any major league team for that matter. However, the top pitching prospect, and you're just going to roll him out there in a 12-2 blowout.
They really botch everything, don't they? Everything.
There are a few teams that you can look at and be like, we probably could manage this. We could probably run this organization better. The Pirates are one of those teams. This is just a clear-cut botching of
botchery.
Clear-cut botchery of your top arm.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yep.
But
from what it sounds like, the kid doesn't really lack confidence. From the quotes I've seen coming out of the Bubba camp.
It's not about confidence. It's about handling an arm, handling a player who your entire fan base has anxiously been awaiting the arrival of, and even outside of Pittsburgh. I know there's plenty of non-Pirates fans who are like, when are we getting this Bubba Chandler guy up? Because we want to watch him dice, especially after the way he threw it last year, I think, and like at the end of last year, AAA. It's just malpractice. And this isn't the first time we've seen it with the Pirates.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it sucks that it's like I want to be pumped for it. I'd be excited. I'd like to plan my night around it. I'd like to plan my night around that debut. Doesn't have to be right now. Why are they doing it right now? And who gets bounced? Is it Andrew Heaney? Does he get the axe?
That's what our
sources are saying.
It's what our source has said.
We got an inside source.
Who's to say? I don't frankly know.
Our inside source may or may not be in the chat soon. We don't know.
Personally, I don't know if it's Heaney or not. Frankly, don't care. I can't even. I mean, I'll do this for Bubba.
You need to remove this.
That's all he gets, though, Bubba. I'm sorry, man. Look, it's nothing personal. It's not your fault. It's you would have gotten the full clip if your team knew how to handle you better, knew how to manage your career better. But managing careers is not what the Pirates do. However, though, I am excited to see if and when the time comes, I'll just say when the time comes, that Bubba Chandler is inserted into that rotation on a regular basis. While I don't foresee Paul Skeens being there a day longer than he's required to be, I am excited to see what that rotation could look like for a little while.
It makes you wonder if like we're gonna see like this era's Scherzer and Verlander in like Tiger uniform. You know what I mean? Like just like a repeat, and then like we'd fast forward down the road 10 years, and we're like, yo, these two are in the same rotation. You never know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I don't necessarily hate the fact that they're calling him up to like I don't mind the fact that like we can kind of get these jitters out of the way. We can kind of get any like big league hiccups out of the way. Not saying he won't, trip and fall throughout his career. Like maybe we can get some of this stuff out of the way now and then just hopefully hit the ground running going into next year. And maybe you can establish yourself as the number 2 starter there next year. In spring training. Maybe. I don't know. Jared Jones is not coming back next year, right? Not to start the year.
I would venture to say he would.
Is he going to make it back in time?
No. Definitely not for the start of the year. I don't believe, but I mean, at some point you'll see a rotation that features him, Skeens, Chandler. Although it makes me going back to your point about like, well, are we going to look back at this and be like, they were in the same rotation? Unlike the way that we do with the Dodgers or the Tigers, we're not going to look back at that rotation and be like, how did that era of Pirates teams not win a World Series? That's the big difference there between the Tigers example. But I'm with you. I'm with you on the rotation. But yeah, whatever. I'm out on the way. It's anticlimactic. It's lackluster. Super. It's manipulation. It's uncertainty. It's all of the things that the Pirates love to roll out with any sort of move or announcement. It's just how they do things. So like I said, regarding this year, not all that excited, but we'll see. Hopefully we hit the ground running with that rotation next year, and 2026 will behold a little more excitement.
Behold.
Speaking of excitement, this Yankees team seems to have figured it out offensively. No, Tell me about it. We just witnessed their second 9-homer game of the season, which I got to be honest with you, I don't think I realized that they did it the first time in like the second game of the season. Is that what I read? Because I forgot. I was like, how long ago are we talking here? Was this recent? No, it was literally the second game of the season.
That was the spark of the torpedo bats.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Side note here, I was thinking about that the other day, and I was just thinking of various events from this season to really put into perspective how long this year has felt.
Torpedo bats feel like a while ago, huh?
That feels like last year almost. Yeah. The fact that Rafael Devers was on this Red Sox team this year, it just feels rather long. Anywho's
pretty wild.
Looks like the Yankees have maybe figured something out.
I mean, offense has never really been a part of the issue. They lead the league in a lot of big categories offensively, but they also, it's very tall peaks and very low valleys per usual. A little bit of a hot streak, I guess. It helps that George Steinbrenner Field is tiny and it's a home away from home. I guess that helps. I think I heard something recently that like if you remove their games that they've scored 10 plus runs this year, which is a lot, they're under 500. Something crazy like that. There's like a good chunk of games that they've scored more than 10 runs. So it kind of shows up, and then other stuff shows up when they suck. You know what I mean? Bad base running, rough defense, whatever it may be.
I think they have the highest
bad bullpen.
I think they got the most runs scored. They're like top 3 in runs scored this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like offense is not really the problem here. It's just a lot of the other stuff. But yeah, it's cool to see, man. Caballero got in there twice. I like Caballero, by the way. That guy, you freaking hate him if he's playing anywhere else, but if he's on your team, you're like, oh, I love this guy.
I have to admit, I saw this name pop up when this game was happening, and they're just launching ball after ball, and I'm like, in the flurry of things, I completely forgot Caballero was on the team.
I know.
But I'm with you. I feel the same way. And we've talked about him before. Hate the guy if he's anywhere else except your team.
Yeah.
There's a handful of names around the league that fit that bill. But whatever. I'm happy Very for true. You, I guess.
Yeah, he got into a couple. Belly got into a couple. Stanton looks pretty good. So I don't know. We'll see. This 4-game set with the Sox this weekend is like kind of all that matters. You know what I mean? It really doesn't matter what everything leading up to this. It's just, this is the true barometer. I think this series kind of tells us what the rest of the season is going to come down to.
Glad you brought this up.
How are you feeling?
Well, I was going to ask.
You're interested? Huh?
Could I interest you? Could I interest you in a wager of sorts?
What kind of wager?
We have to think on this. We can revisit it at the end if I think of something. But something will have to be agreed upon prior to first pitch of game 1, because as you mentioned, this is a 4-game set coming up. So
yeah. I don't know. Here's what I will say. Sunday, I have my fantasy draft starting literally 30 minutes after first pitch, Sunday Night Baseball. So I'm not going to watch like any of the game, which kind of makes me feel like a wager is just may not be worth it. You know what I mean? Pitching wise looks nice for the Yanks. It lines up nice. I don't know how it lines up for the Sox.
I mean, we've got our arms going. We've got I think we've got Crochet going. I thought it was Friday, but looking like Saturday maybe. Brian Bayo versus Max Fried. Oh, that's Friday. So game 1, Lucas Giolito versus Luis Heel. Brian Bayo versus Max Fried. Saturday, Crochet versus Will Warren. And then Sunday Night Baseball, Dustin May versus Carlos Rodon.
It's going to be electric. I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, I threw a wager out and you backed away from it because of
I'm
because of
down.
your fantasy football
I
draft.
won't get to watch. If I can't watch, it's like, what's the point of the wager?
We'll revisit it if we need to. We'll revisit it.
We'll talk about it.
Speaking of revisiting, can we revisit this Kyle Tucker collapse, downfall? What is going on with Kyle Tucker right now?
I guess I didn't really realize it's been poopy.
Do you understand how? Do you want me to walk you through how bad it's been? It's been horrendous. We are now at 31. Yesterday was an even 30 days since his last home run. We are now at 31 days without a Kyle Tucker home run. We're at 2 extra base hits. Count them. 2 extra base hits since a month ago today, July 20th. Since July 20th, he's hitting 171 coming into today, 14 hits, 5 ribbies, and an OPS of 522. You think that's bad? Let's take it to the beginning of July. Let's extend this out even further. Since July 1st, Kyle Tucker is hitting 189 with a single home run, 10 RBIs, and an OPS of 560. 2 for 20 coming into today, 2 for 25 in his past 7 games, and 8 for 54 in the month of August. He's not running to first. He's slamming his helmet. He's been benched. He's in a contract year. This is, and like, I hate to single him out, but like, it was on me for not addressing this the last time we talked about the Cubs on a larger scale. And part of that was me thinking like, well, he's bound to turn it around in the next week or so. No, it continues to be bad. And there's no signs of him really turning it around. He's not, it's not even a situation of Kyle Tucker making loud contact. He's in the blue. Well, he's in like the lightish blue on exit velo, hard hit percentage. Barrel's not that great. That's 67th. Bat speed's 40. Like, it's just not. I don't know what it is. And I've seen people calling like for him to just take an extended like vacation. He's got that weird finger thing. They're like, we'll just roll this into like a 10-day stay on the IL. I don't know what's happening
for
with
a
Kyle
little
Tucker.
phantom IL visit. Maybe that's all that is. Oh boy!
Not to mention his buddy PCA, I think has cooled down significantly. I think he maybe has turned it on as of late, but there for a while he really was plummeting back down to earth.
I feel like every team that is in the running is ear to ear smiling over this slump. We're losing, I don't know, is tens of millions of dollars an exaggeration? Like, what are his overall numbers this year? Where are we at for the season? Is it enough to like start tanking those?
No, he's having an okay year, but for a guy that coming into the season, people were asking whether or not he was gonna match Vladdy's $500 million contract. I don't know that what he's done this year warrants that.
What's the line? What's this year's line?
He's hitting 261, 18 homers, 62 RBIs, 25 swipes. He's already accumulated a WAR of 4.1, which I think I read is like a notch above Soto's actually.
I mean, that's a good year.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good year, but is it what? I mean, what are we talking about here? Are teams going to look at this and say, "Well, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt"? I mean, sure, if there's a bidding war that takes place, then you kind of just throw that argument out the window. Like people are like the market is going to pay them what these teams are willing to outbid each other with. But just say it was down to one team, which it won't be, but just in a hypothetical situation, say one team was interested in Kyle Tucker. They're going to look at this and go, "No, we're like." We've seen way too many guys burn. Like how many more examples of, and I've said this before, how many more examples of lengthy overpriced contracts do we need to see fail before teams start going, not paying you that? And teams still do it. They still do it. But with a guy like Kyle Tucker, and I'm not writing Kyle Tucker's career off by any stretch. I'm just saying for this contract that he's due, I just don't know that he's been able to salvage the entirety of what he was going to get with the way he's hit the last 2 months, the better part of 2 months.
I don't know. It's hard to say. 28 years old at the moment. Averages 5.8 WAR per season. Career 139 OPS plus. Yeah, I mean it's tough to say, man. I think the good thing is that he doesn't strike out a ton. He obviously provides a lot of value on the bases. So there's ways that he can impact the game, but he also doesn't walk a ton either. You know what I mean? It's good, but it's not great. It's just hard to like be like, oh yeah, he's a lock for $500 million. I don't know.
All right, let's roll with that exercise. Let's just say who's to really know what, if you take this back to opening day and you were to forecast to the end of the year and say, okay, what is Kyle Tucker going to get? And this is before any part of this season had played out. Let's just say that number, the answer to that question was 500 million. Some people may disagree. Some people may think it's too much. Some people may think it's not enough. Let's just say it was 500 million. How much do we think, as of right now, what do you think that number is now?
$400.
You think he's lost $100 million with a somewhat lackluster, again, for his standards? It's a good year.
I think that's what we have to like remember is like if this is a down year, I'd take it. But like, where do you draw that line financially? You know what I mean? He's 28. I think some of these teams are going to be in the 12-year conversation, which I think is crazy, but that's to get the AAV down. If you put it at 400, that's 33.33 million a year. That's where I would put him. I think the occasional MVP race, but I don't have him in that upper echelon tier. Personally, I wouldn't give him 12 years. I think my sweet spot, I mean, I'd say 8 years. And let's give him a $38 million per year. That's at 304. I'd be happy with that. I'd feel comfortable with that as a team, but I think there's going to be some other teams that drive that up.
No doubt, no doubt. You said 838.
Yeah, 8 years, 38 a year.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of that. I don't put him above 40. Like I just
no, I don't know.
I think he's good. I think he's really, really good.
And I agree with you. And I'm really, believe me, I'm not trying to be like a victim of the moment here and be like, oh, Kyle Tucker is just not deserving of a bag. But
I'm in the camp that it never should have even been in the 500 conversation.
I'm also with you there, but it's, I don't know. It says to me, it says a lot to me if this is how you handle a contract here. Like, is it sort of unfair to dictate the next 10 years of a player based on how he performs in the year leading up to said contract? Yeah, I guess if that's solely what you're going to really judge him off of. But at the same time, like, if you feel as though you're worthy of that kind of money, you better you gotta show up and show out. And he hasn't done that. And not only has he not done that, he's been, can we say like a little bit of a head case as of late? And I get it. I'm sure the frustration has been building. He's getting booed out of Wrigley right now.
That's tough.
I can only imagine that that's just a miserable place to be, especially when you're reminded that this is a contract year. But again, if a team is going to commit X amount of years, X amount of hundreds of millions of dollars, you're going to have to prove that you're worth it. And he's just he's not doing it right now.
What do you have like the month-to-month splits pulled up by chance just over his career? Like it makes you wonder, is this a typical struggle phase and this is just the worst it's been?
Let's see here. You're just saying month to month?
Yeah. Over his career.
Let's see. I don't want. It's giving me a season. Hold on. Let me find his career. I can always find this when I'm just perusing around.
Perusing.
Here we go. Career splits. All right. Month to month. So we're in August. So really, let's go
September, which is absolutely absurd.
So it's been the better part of 2 months. So let's go back. Okay. So career. June, he's a 312 hitter. July plummets to 258.
Okay.
And it only bumps up to 270 in August. September, October, however, it's 281. So I think an upward turn is looming for Kyle Tucker. However, the numbers that I read off to you
are definitely a lot lower than that.
So even if there is an upward turn, I don't know if you're going to be able to balance it out that much to get you back above water.
Yeah, it's hard to say, man. I don't know. It's probably just the added pressure, like you said, being in a walk year. I don't think the postseason run is a factor, obviously, just with him having so much success as an Astro. I think he's used to that. It's kind of crazy to think that, like, normally you see like the cold weather affect guys in Chicago early in the season, and then once it warms up, they heat up. It's kind of been the opposite here, but maybe he's a little tired. I don't know. I
kind of needs a day off. Well, he has had a day off. He's benched. He's been benched.
Days off. Yeah, that's been happening.
Speaking of getting benched, Victor Robles is going to be spending some time on a bench, suspended for 10 games after his just meltdown. Although I think if we're being fair here, seems like it was kind of warranted. Now, I say that with the caveat that I don't know if I'm not going to arrive at a point where I'm condoning throwing bats. However, the meltdown and just losing it, I kind of get, because when you go back, you put things into context over the few days that led up to the bat being thrown. You're like, okay, I kind of get where the hot-headedness was coming from. Are you aware of like everything that kind of led up to this?
All I saw was that he was like hit by pitch like a bunch, right?
Bro was hit like 3, 4, 5 times, and which was also kind of weird that he swung it like half of them. But yeah, man, he got to he had been hit so many times in such a short span that there was a couple or like 1 or 2 ABs where he's in the furthest part of the box that you can be in. And in fact, in that at bat, when there was 2 strikes, started walking back towards the dugout before the ball had even crossed the plate. And then the next day gets hit and is like, I've had it. Picks the bat up. Umpire's like, whoa, brother, relax. And wouldn't you know it, there goes the bat.
What do the kids call it nowadays? The crash out. It crashed out.
This was a crash out of crash outs, if we've seen one.
Cool.
Recently, man. This was a meltdown.
I'm always down for it.
He apologized on social afterwards.
I haven't seen the angle of the bat throw except for the side, like the first base side. That's the only angle I've seen. You?
I doubt we're going to see it. This is a minor league operation. I don't know that they've got a bevy of camera angles.
I would have liked to seen. Was it ever close? I don't know. What's your favorite crash out as far as like from a hitter?
I like the there's a couple. I like the Manny, if we're talking crash outs here. I like the Manny one where I think it was Clemens came up and in, but it was nowhere near his head.
Yeah.
But he was looking for it to be at his head and just comes unglued.
Yeah.
And then what was another one? The Bryce one always cracks me up where he throws the helmet at Hunter Strickland and it goes like to first base.
Oh, that trend. You remember where it's like the helmet would just go dee, 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 just like floating through space. You remember those videos?
I tell you what, man, I love our sweet young Prince, but he has his moments, man. Like I'm like, what are you doing? Like that, and then when they were playing over in London,
the London slide.
I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah, those were no good. I'll throw it back in time. Don't know who it was, but it's a classic clip of the kick to the catcher's mask and then sprint out.
This very much reminded me of that. I'm curious, like, do we know what park that was in? Because I'm like, it looked kind of similar if I recall, but no, that was. I mean, that's got to be top tier. If that one's
absolutely electric. Yeah, I mean that was like from the 70s, wasn't it?
No, dude, that was oh boy, it was from our childhood.
No,
who the heck? Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. No, I'm dead serious. It was a guy we watched when we were younger. Who the heck was it? Izzy Alcantara. That's not who I remember that being. I swear. Oh, no. You know what I'm thinking of?
Which one?
Wasn't Jose Offerman? You remember Jose Offerman? Does that name please tell me that name rings a bell.
No.
Oh man. I think Jose Offerman
Yeah, the Izzy Alcantara one. I think that was the one I was thinking of. But I thought it was way older than that.
Oh, yeah. This is the one. Okay, check this out. Let me get this
I
picture
can
up
watch
here.
that on loop. It's so good.
Let me get this picture up here, dude. This is the one I was thinking of. Check this one out. This is when I said Jose Offerman, this is what I was thinking of. This one right here.
That's nice, dude.
Bro
That's
took the bat
nice.
with him.
Those are some good crash outs, man.
That's what I was thinking of when you were talking about that's who I thought did the kicking, but that was not Jose Offerman. This is Jose Offerman.
Love me a good crash out.
What a wild scene. Anywho's, yeah. Some funny, some not so funny, more like concerning. But
yeah. I mean, you don't love to see it. Doesn't need to happen too often, but I like them.
I mean, if we're talking crash outs here, the Robin Ventura, whatever was going through his mind when he decided I'm gonna head out and have a talking to with
I think he regretted it when he almost got there. When he almost got there, I think it was a rough decision. Yeah. I also love when you see a first baseman come out of nowhere and just level the hitter, just off the frame. Ray Lewis flatten the hitter to protect the pitcher. Those are my favorite.
I think that happened with the James Shield. Somebody'd have to check me on this. James Shield for the Rays again. He threw at Coco Crisp. Coco Crisp came running out. Red Sox, and I believe
that was
Kevin Euclid was involved.
I think it was the punch, and then like completely. Was that Coco Crisp?
That was Coco Crisp. I'm trying to think of the example you mentioned with the first baseman. Kevin Euclid leveled somebody, if I recall. It wasn't that scenario because obviously he would have been in the dugout. But Kevin Euclid did that one time, and that he just leveled a guy out. And
yeah,
I'm with you. I love to see stuff like that. But yeah,
look,
you never like
more of this. I don't need to see the bat. I don't need to see kicks to the face. But I'd like to see a little more rumble. You know, always down for a little tussle.
Some hands being thrown.
Yeah,
we're about it.
We're due for it. Maybe speaking of something this weekend between our teams.
I don't know. How would you know? You're not going to be watching.
I said Sunday, loser. Sunday.
That could be the one for all the marbles.
Could be. Not really. It can't. It's a 4-game set.
It could be for all the marbles if one team goes in with 2 wins and a loss. That's the difference between a 3-1 series win and a tie. So yeah, it could be marbles.
All the marbles. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say a 3-1 series is pretty substantial. Anywho's, speaking of substantial, Michael Harris. That'll wake you up. Michael Harris II over the last 15 days / games hitting 406. 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, and an OPS of 1219. It was requested by someone in our fantasy chat.
We're taking requests.
But like I said, I'm not just going to throw somebody in willy-nilly if it's not warranted. In fact, which you may have not seen this on our shared note, I had actually added a name and removed it after did a little more digging around. Not going to name the name, but just said, no, doesn't meet the criteria. What's the criteria, you ask? I don't know. I just know it when I see it. And this particular individual,
it's gut,
didn't make the cut. So maybe try again next week.
Can you read the stats again? I missed it.
406.
What's the span?
15 days, 406, 7 homers, 18 ribbies, and a 1219 OPS. According to Sleeper MLB on Twitter, in the last 15 days, he ranks first in batting average, first in home runs, first in RBIs, first in hits, first in slug, and second in OPS.
It's a good couple weeks. I'd like to see what that brings the overall numbers up to.
I think it's been a strong second half, like not just this.
I've heard that.
This span, I think it goes a little bit further than that. So good on the.
It's up to 260 now.
Good on Michael Harris. You
up to 705 OPS now.
Talking about guys you've just written off. That was another guy where you're like, what was it that you said? You're like, I'm done, man. I'm done with the hype. This was no more than 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's still at a 95 OPS plus. So you're talking like, I don't know. I'm not going to get a super. Cannon is cannon, but cannon ain't the overall cannon. You know what I mean? It's a short little cannon. Good couple weeks, though.
I hear you.
Meaningless baseball down there in Atlanta.
Can we get a check real quick on that? Specifically the Braves and the Orioles, two teams that are they're pretty much out of it, but also like, I mean, is there any shot here? Where are we at with the Braves?
I think the Orioles have been kind of hot for like a month now.
They literally have. Oh, no, I was going to say they almost have the same record. Braves are 57-69. O's are 59-67. Yeah, the O's have been hot-ish. They've won 3 straight. They're 6-4 in their last 10, but I think if you extrapolate it out a little further, I think it's better than what that last 10 would show you.
Yeah.
But even still, 8 games under. Just want to do a little wellness check on the O's.
No, yeah, for sure. I think it's still rough, but I think it's respectable ball nowadays.
Respectable. Speaking of the O's, Trevor Rogers over his last 5 starts, he's 3-1 with an ERA of 1.03 and 32 strikeouts. Going back to from his June 23rd start on, which amounts to looks like 10 starts, he has not allowed more than 2 earned runs in any of those starts. And is putting up stupid numbers in fantasy for those that care. Stupid numbers. 27, 11, 22, 20, 12, 26, 24, 14, 21, 23. Gross. And on the year,
some people are still paying attention to fantasy. Not I.
You're still making moves. I see you in the transaction.
I just had to make sure that I won the first week of the consolation bracket. You know, that's it. After that, I'm kind of meh. You know.
On the year, I'm still fighting for my life out here. I'm still grinding out here in these streets. Trevor Rogers, though, on the year, having a very solid year. ERA of 1.41, a whip of 0.80 across 76 and a third innings, 67 Ks to just 16 walks.
Very nice. Cannon.
Oh, yeah, here we go. This is from Lewis Analysis on Twitter.
Nice.
Trevor Rogers' 2025 season is widely overlooked. Since 2000, Trevor Rogers' 1.41 ERA ranks 3rd among single-season ERA by a starter with a minimum 70 innings pitched, trailing only 2012 Chris Medlin and 2021 Jacob deGrom.
It's good company. Which one's Trevor again?
The one that pitches for the O's.
No disrespect.
As I've mentioned. Yeah, no, that's crazy, dude. I just explained to you who we're talking about here.
I know. I think I played with him.
and lastly,
whoops.
Hold on. I've asked you this like a dozen times. Can we confirm? Is this the one whose phone
I
number?
don't know. I don't know
Can
if
you
I have
just-
Tyler or Trevor. I
Can
can
you
never remember. I
text
can
whoever
never.
it is and be like, "Yo, are you the one that's like kind of good, or are you the one that's like
I
kind of
have Tyler. I have Tyler. I'm sure he changed his number since then.
I don't understand how that happens, but anywho's
I don't know either.
lastly here, Jacob Lopez of my Sacramento A's. Over his last 6 starts, 4-1 with an ERA of 1.80, 42 strikeouts. He has given the A's in his last 3 starts 10 strikeouts in his most recent, 9 the outing before that, and 8 the outing before that. In that span, those 27 strikeouts are the most in baseball. So Jacob Lopez, no, stop. I'm not.
A's.
Nope, not gonna allow it. You can't just jump camp whenever you want to.
What are you talking about? I've never left that camp.
Okay. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. Speaking of a camp I've never left, our guy.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I didn't even have him listed in the credit cannon segment, but he is our boy. And he just reached the youngest Royal to do it, by the way. Our boy, our sweet boy, Bobby Witt Jr. 100.
Real sweet young prince right here.
No,
Real.
No. He would disagree with you.
The real prince.
He would say, no, I'm not this. I'm not the
Bryce
sweet young
too
prince.
old.
No, you're all wrong. Bobby Witt Jr., the youngest Royal to hit the 100 career homer mark.
Promo code 30take. 10% off. Chinook Seeds.
ChinookSeedery.com. That broke Carlos Beltran's previous record of 26 years and 108 days back in 2003. Bobby Witt did it at 25 years old and 66 days. On
freaking
Tuesday.
stud.
That's our boy, man. Going out there and making us proud. Love to see that for the kid. Love to see that. You know what I don't love to see? Felix Bautista back on the shelf. Another major surgery. Getting his torn rotator cuff and torn labrum repaired. So he will be out. I think I saw minimum of 12 months. So gonna miss the remainder of this year. Gonna miss a good portion of next year.
That sucks, man. It's tough.
He came back this year and had, I think, 19 saves? Yeah, 19 saves, an ERA of 2.60. And was only able to tally 34 2/3 innings this year. So another tough blow for the O's. However, yeah, Laura in the chat, we don't expect Felix back till 2027. That's probably a safe bet, especially with the back-to-back nature, it seems, of being put on the shelf the way he has. Probably better to take it a little slower this time around and just maybe punt till 2027. But
you'd think that maybe we'd get back to pitching at some point in this sport. Just maybe. When is enough enough? You know what I mean? How many elbow surgeries do we need to see?
Well, the sad reality of it is, and I'm not talking Batista here. I'm talking more broadly here. The more guys that can come up and pump 101, the more dispensable these guys become, and the less that these teams are going to care. They're just going to say, okay, next guy up. It's going to become a factory. We're just pumping 101 out, one guy after the next. It's not going to, they're not going to do anything about it.
Don't know, man. It just takes. I don't know. I don't know what it takes, actually. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, no, that's great thought. No, that's great thought. I was just gonna say this is like baseball's the UCL, the elbow, the shoulder epidemic in baseball is like our version of the concussion
CTE stuff in football.
Well, less about the result and more about just the conversation that surrounds it and like the stigma where it's like, nah, we don't need to talk about that. Just watch this guy throw 102. It's like at some point we need to have these conversations because at some point the human body is going to top out. Like you're going to max out. You can. And I remember a friend of the pod, Dallas Braden, talking about this, or he may have even tweeted about it, but he's talking about, and you were in coaching more recently than I would, so you would probably be able to work through the details of what he said more, but he's just talking about like the recoil and the stress that puts on your arm, and the harder you're throwing, you eventually get to a point where your arm isn't able to stop the forward motion the same way and recoil the same way, and that stress is what ultimately leads to the demise of the arm. And he's basically just talking about how like we're eventually going to get to a point where you are not going to be able to go any further physically. So
yeah,
that's kind of where we're headed, it seems. But I guess these franchises are just going to pinch their nose and
hold their breath.
Keep on trucking. Last thing I got here, merch drop on Friday.
Hey-o! That's nice. There's some good stuff coming.
New merch dropping Friday. Let's see. Is there anything I can like hint at? Oh, well, some of what's included, we've
already discussed it.
We were talking about in plain sight, in open air on Sunday when we were
Shout
doing
out
our
to those hanging out for the stream.
When we were keeping book, teaching folks how to keep book, we were just talking about it right there in the open, and sure enough, those one or two of those items may have snuck their way into the drop, but yeah, we've got. Let me see here. Got some. Actually, no. I'm not even going to say it. You'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I like that.
Friday.
Good stuff for the fall, you know?
Oh, yeah.
For autumn. Does anyone still say autumn? Anyone out there still? I feel like that's like someone saying supper instead of dinner.
Yep. I don't say supper, and I certainly don't say autumn.
Me neither. I wouldn't mind being a supper person someday. I think that's something that
that's in your future. I can see it.
You just kind of ease into it. Get you a nice little 5 o'clock supper.
Well, you're not saying supper in Arizona, in Chandler, Arizona.
Yeah, it's true. You got to get south and east. I can't go much further south. Otherwise, it turns into dang, what's dinner in Spanish?
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
Well, that's what's south of us.
It's breakfast is desayuno, if I'm not mistaken. Lunch is it like almuerzo or something? Almuerza. Oh no, it is. The masculine is almuerzo. How about, look at that poll. Breakfast.
A masculine lunch.
Heck yeah, brother. Breakfast is desayuno. Okay, and then hold on. Dinner, I wanted to say dinero. That's money.
That's too easy. That was too easy if that was the case.
It's shoot. Oh, it's It's something with a C.
We have an answer in the chat.
I'm not looking. I can't even see the chat right now. Dinner in Spanish. It's something with a C. Cena.
John Cena.
How about it? I knew it was something with a C. How about that pull? That Spanish one really paying dividends.
I took 3 years of Spanish. None of it stuck. And my last name is Reyes. And I live in Arizona.
Not for long if you want to be a supper guy.
I can get it done at Taco Bell and Chipotle, though. Let me tell you.
I think I'm out on Chipotle, man. The downfall.
I am too. It is crazy. We ordered it last week, and Paige got a steak burrito bowl, tortilla on the side, because that's the signature move. We counted 5 pieces of steak.
Are you serious?
$14. 5 pieces of steak.
Well, honestly, that's kind of on you. Wait, did you say you ordered this? You were on site for this order, or was this delivered or pickup?
I ordered through the app.
That's how they get you, man. Come on. That's a rookie mistake.
I ain't going in person. What a yoke. I guess that's the trick, though. You got to just pull your phone out while you're ordering, and they'll load it up for you so they don't get in trouble.
I never thought
I'm out on Chipotle, though.
I never thought I'd see the day where you'd be so inconvenienced to just go into a place.
It's
and
110
order.
outside, okay? When I'm inside, I'm staying inside.
How are you getting the food if you order through the app?
Dropped off.
That's what I asked. I said delivery, pickup. You just said through the app.
Delivery.
So you had it delivered. That's where they get you, because they know there's no accountability. They say they're not going to know. It's going to be too late before they realize what we've done. And at that point, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and eat your 5 pieces of steak like a good boy.
I had my chicken bowl and mine was fine. The chips were really terrible, though.
Soggy and oily.
And pounds of salt. Pounds. It's crazy how, the fall off, it has to be documented. It's too bad.
Yeah, the demise of Chipotle will be documented and studied for years to come. Crazy what's happening there.
They were ruling the land.
They had the world in the palm of their hands, and they said, you know what? We don't want it.
Yeah.
What a shame. Anywho's, that's all I got. Keep an eye out for the merch drop this Friday. Got some big things coming.
We'll see y'all Sunday.
That's all I got.
Before supper.
Nope.
Pre-supper.
Dinner.
Make me some supper tonight.
I actually do need to go eat dinner, so let's get out of here.
Me too. I'll go chasing curveballs.
We love you all, as always. Looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.